Handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
49ers Vikings tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ABC.
This October,
We need to talk. Some weird stuff is happening.
it's an all-new series.
What if this place is like actually haunted?
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
All right out of the gate, I did not bring my laptop to work today. It is at the house. I do not have a winner of Pick 2 handy in front of me. That's on me, but I will do that as soon as we crank up at the Furniture Factory tomorrow afternoon. How are you, Wes?
Good, Steve. Good, doing good.
Couple of favorite things that I heard today. How about Jimbo Fisher on third down conversions?
Before the Alabama game, we were really good.
I shortened that quite a bit, by the way. The other one, I'm sure you've probably heard this question to Josh Heupel post-game after Alabama's win over the Tennessee Volunteers.
The second half, your defenders were having to play two-hand touch, and they were allowed to play Mortal Kombat out there a little bit. I mean, did you feel like that it was a bit?
Yeah, no, hang on. Let me try to crank that up one more time.
The second half, your defenders were having to play two-hand touch, and they were allowed to play Mortal Kombat out there a little bit. I mean,
oh, really? Huh. What a yeah.
By the way, Mortal Kombat is a fantastic game to play, but they were not playing that down in Tuscaloosa. What were your takes of what you saw from the third Saturday in October?
Well, I mean, I thought not sure about Alabama's game plan at the beginning when you have a defensive end on their best receiver. But I thought that it was more to what Tennessee was doing. I thought they had a good game plan at the beginning, took advantage of some things, made some plays. Alabama still has trouble. I thought the down guys did better. They get movement on the down guys, but still not coming off and getting the second level guys like, they're getting pushed. They got pushed on Tennessee, but they need to come back and pick up the linebackers. They did that a little bit the second half. Still need improvement, but wow. I mean, the second half, they just totally dominated Tennessee. I've seen all these people don't even know what holding is. I watched some tape, some guy, it came up on my YouTube feed, and he's talking about holding this. Look at this holding. When you flat back somebody, it's not holding. I don't know what they
usually when you see a lineman fall on top of a defensive player, everybody's immediate reaction is
I mean,
holding.
Well, it wasn't a holding. It was just he got blocked to the ground.
Yeah.
He bulldozed him was what it was. Anyway, so I just thought Alabama played really good, and I think Tennessee got tight. The crowd got to him. I don't think there's any question about that. They got tight. And then the big play on the fumble, and that was a huge play in the game. Yeah. Well, the play was made. Well, first of all, he made a good play picking up the ball.
Yeah.
And
Amos was
but 41
helped make that play happen.
Well, 41's the one that made the play. I mean, what a great pass rush! He's lulled him to sleep. He, to me, he's played the best of everybody all year. Chris Braswell, he has absolutely played. He's been the best defensive end, the most productive player. He makes plays, blocked a punt, gets Texas A&M, returned it for a touchdown. Got called back. He's wreaking havoc, and he reminds me of another guy that used to wear Upshaw. Used to wear 41, Courtney Upshaw.
It's good company.
Yes, so he is. Alabama's defense is. I think they've had a lot of injuries this year, and they just keep putting another guy in there, and he steps up. So I was really impressed with. Way they played the second half to keep that team out of the end zone. And by the time they got to field goal range, field goals don't matter. So they did a good job on the turnovers. But Tennessee made plays the first half too. I mean, Alabama looks like they're about to go up in the game. It's 13-7, and Tennessee goes for 2, which I thought was stupid when they did it. Didn't get it. Alabama has the ball. They throw. Guy makes a good throw. This Tennessee guy knocks the ball. He's able to get his hand on the ball. Good play by them.
Who's the author of this analytic book of when to chase points? I'm seeing this more and more, and it just drives me bananas.
I'm trying to think. Well, a game it cost somebody this week. This past week, where they went for
Oregon.
They went for 2 twice.
Oregon felt like they went for it every single time against Washington.
But there was another game this week that they ended up losing by 2, and the difference in the game was they went for 2 twice, and went early in my opinion, then went again, and they ended up losing by 2. It always comes back to haunt you. You need to go for 2. To me, fourth quarter with the last 5 minutes of the game, unless it's a Mississippi State Arkansas game. So I didn't see a play of that game.
Did you not?
No, and I looked at the score. I said,
very fortunate.
I looked at it. I was like, that can't be right. That's
and Arkansas's only points was on the first drive of the game.
That's just unbelievable to me.
After a turnover. So I do have a little bit of Sam Pittman as well, and
that was the
Dan
must-win
Enos
game, right?
He said that a week ago. We have to win, and now Dan Enos has been let go.
Oh, they did let Dan?
Yeah, yesterday morning.
That's sad. Dan Enos is a good coach.
He is about to be paid a little under $3 million for his time there in Fayetteville, Arkansas. But Coach Pittman.
The only thing I heard today is, Dan Enos is a good coach. He was the coach when Tua was at Alabama.
Yeah. Here's Sam.
It's my butt on the line, it's all of us, I don't worry so much about losing my job. I worry so much about losing the building's job. We got buyouts and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to buy out. I want to win. And so I'm not saying I'm the know-all answer guy, but I damn sure need to get involved more, and that's what I'm going to do.
Is that a binding verbal contract? No longer owed? Hey, I'm kidding. I'm really rooting for Sam Pittman to keep his job.
I knew they weren't going to be any good.
To turn it around. Yeah,
I actually played better than I think they would. They played good against
especially defensively.
LSU. They played good against Ole Miss and lost.
I thought the defense was going to be the worst part of them.
Lost.
I really did.
Yeah, I didn't think their offense would be very good. I knew they'd have trouble scoring. You can't. That's Southeastern Conference against the good teams. You got to be able to throw the ball, and I really think KJ Jefferson's limited. and by changing coordinators, that was a mistake. You look back, and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because Dan Enos is a good coach, but it's hard to change a culture and a guy that's, I don't think that he's KJ is how many offensive coordinators has he had?
Gosh, well, Kendall Briles was there for a minute.
There's been 2. He's had at least 3. And you just can't do that to some of these guys and continue to. If you do, you got to do it like they did at Alabama, where they didn't change the system.
Yes, you're learning our book. You're not bringing your book.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they did change it this year because of the new quarterback and so many new people. But Alabama has made. They got better this week. I thought they took a step back in the Arkansas game. They didn't play very well the first half, but they didn't play bad either. I thought that that Tennessee made some really good plays and more than that. That play when the guy gets his hand on the ball and causes the turnover right there when Alabama looked like they were going to go up. Tennessee takes it and makes some really good plays on third down.
Yeah.
Some really good throws. And then scores on a pick play. But it was pick. It was still a pick. There's no question about that. Rubs when they don't touch. Much less when they get blocked. But
they were dancing pretty good.
Yeah. So, but it was a good play by them, and I thought Alabama had a good call, and Tennessee just made a better play. So 20 to 7 at half, and
that was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, it was, I just thought that Tennessee played a really good first half. The second half, you scored 2 plays, crowd gets back in it, then you muff a kick.
Yeah.
And not after that, it wasn't very good for Tennessee.
No, it was not.
Go for it again on fourth down. That was stupid, I thought. Yeah. And then again, you can't do that. You not against teams when your punter's killing Alabama. The best player Tennessee had was the punter. He was flipping the field every time. He had a couple 70-yard punts.
Here is Coach Heupel on
the kick return that's moved back to the 4. Did you ever get more of a reasoning of who did they think called for the fair catch? Did they call for a fair catch? How did all that happen?
Yeah, letter of the law, anybody puts their hand up above the shoulder, that would signify a fair catch. We had a frontline guy that put his pointer finger up slightly above his shoulder.
Is he coached to do that just to say that?
No, he's not coached to do that, no.
Well, the other guy, too, acted like it was going in the end zone. Did both hands to the side?
Yeah,
I can't do that either. There was no
it
question that it was a call.
Just a front line guy.
It was the back line guy saying it's going.
Because
calling it dead.
Yeah, when he said that, I went back and watched it and was like, "Did I see something I didn't think I saw?"
No, so yeah, it was doesn't make up for a good story at that point. Yeah.
So let's head over to the Plains, shall we? Just a 7-point win for the Ole Miss Rebels. Just a 7-point win for the Ole Miss Rebels.
First time in 51 years?
Yeah, it's
57
years? It was 51 and 52,
years?
so 71
years. They won back-to-back, yeah.
71 years?
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Ole Miss would come out with that line from the first Major League movie, free admission to anyone who actually was living the last time they beat Auburn in back-to-back years.
So that's incredible. That's an incredible stat. I watched the highlights of the game.
That was another tough watch. There's a lot of tough watches this weekend in the SEC.
But I was, Auburn plays hard at home. They're just not very good. I mean, what do you say? A 3 or 4 team hadn't won a Southeastern Conference game, and they're just not very good. What I thought, they got a bunch of group of 5 offensive linemen. that fight hard. They got a defense that their first 11 are pretty good, and they get after it. But people get tired, you get too many plays, and there you go. I mean,
would you like some optimism? Would you like to hear from optimistic Hugh Freeze about his offense?
I think this offense can be a lot better, and you just wish that we would have arrived at hopefully what we start seeing more of at the end of the season sooner, and Jarquez is a part of that, of course, and I think he was a lot more patient and letting the holes develop for him, and he ran really hard and very physical, and it's good to see it because he's such a great kid. Comes to work every day and about it the right way. You don't have to worry about him being on a list or – I mean, he comes to work, so you're always good to see, him experience that success, and we've got several like that too.
More optimism?
I'm always an optimist. I thought we were going to be pretty good last week, and I'm going to believe that about this week also, and going to do everything within my power as soon as I get through with this meeting to get started on that and to see how better we can get this week, because it's obvious we can get better. We should be able to get better, and that will be the goal, and that's that my focus will be on that this week.
So, Love Child, got a question for you. Do you kind of wish they'd hired Cadillac now? You mentioned when you got here that you wish they were running more Cadillac offense. I actually mentioned that to somebody. This week.
I don't wish that they had necessarily given him the full-time job. I think that the personnel on this roster is not capable of doing what Freeze wants to do.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree, too.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think that's a major reason for
you
the
gotta
struggles
be able,
that they're seeing.
Yeah, well, you have to be able to spread the field, use all 52 yards, and also vertically, too, and they don't have the guys to do that. That's been very obvious from the get-go.
So one thing I did find out today, and I didn't really hear it, but Lane Kiffin did have something to reveal about the Auburn crowd that I had no idea was a distraction.
I don't know this for other conferences. I think that the home and road thing in the SEC is bigger than any other conference. I think you have dramatically really hard places to play here, and here, just like Saturday night, even Auburn having, a down year. I mean, that was an electric place, and we got major cadence issues going on in the game that we can't hear. And it didn't help that someone behind our bench, one of their fans, had a whistle too. So, but I don't know why we've had success at night. I mean, it's hard in this conference.
The old whistler.
Jackson. I told Jackson to leave that whistle at home.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Someone brought a whistle right behind the Ole Miss bench. Hey, whatever works, right? Or Eagle.
Well,
and that's just what Lane sent him. I don't think he can prove that there was a whistle.
Why would he say that?
So the other big major story that is making headlines, and it's making more headlines, is sign stealing a big deal?
Yeah, it's always been. Yeah. Why would you say that?
Because you only have a little bit of time to relay that information out to your defensive players.
No,
I'm not talking about tells. I'm talking about sign stealing.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a huge deal. Obviously, it wouldn't be against the rules. I mean, you can sit there and have a guy up in the box, and he looks at the signs and says, "Hey, they're going to run it up the middle."
So what I saw today, though, was that they had a staffer who has been going to non-Michigan games.
Yeah, of course, and video in the video the sign guys,
this is
so
a
they
big
know what the
deal.
place. Yeah,
this is a huge deal.
Well, I think it's illegal for a reason.
No, it's not. Sign stealing is not illegal. The way the way Michigan did it was illegal.
Of course, it's illegal. It's illegal to go to the games. They hired somebody to go to the games and film the people. It's very illegal, It's
for
totally
them,
illegal.
for them going to the
Well,
games.
yes, of course. That's how they're doing it. You can't do it any other way. You have to go to the games.
But the act of trying to steal someone's signs, that's not illegal.
Well, not during your game, it's not. But against them, it is. Yeah, going to the games, but it's totally legal what they did. To say that it's not illegal is totally wrong. What Michigan was doing is 100% against NCAA
So Michigan
rules.
should not be eligible to play for the national championship.
Well,
this year.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Who said that? I didn't say that.
If they broke the rules, they broke the rules.
Yeah, well,
you can't be kind of pregnant. You either are
well,
or
I don't
you're
know.
not.
Is that what it says? If you break the rules, you're not eligible for the national championship?
Shouldn't that be?
Well, no, I'm not setting the rule, Steve. I'm asking, is that the rule? I'm not trying to make the rule up. So, no, I don't know.
If you break the rules, should you not be punished?
Yeah, but is that the punishment? I mean, I don't know. What is the punishment? What does it state in the rule book? That no, you're not eligible if you do this? If it does that, yeah, they shouldn't be eligible. If it doesn't say that, no, then they shouldn't. I didn't write the rules. I'm just telling you that is it. I know that's against the rules. 100%.
Zach Arnett was the only SEC coach I heard today asked about sign stealing.
Well, I mean, sign stealing's not illegal, right? I mean, obviously there's people on the opposing sidelines or up in the box always looking at whoever your signaler is. I guess I'm going to have to when I call the defense, and I think it's the same way we're doing it now, we've just had one primary signal caller giving it. So it's not something we've really spent a whole lot of time concerning ourselves with. A lot of that has to do with depending on how the opponent does tempo too, or how long you hold your call, how realistic it is to even think that you can get all that information and processed. Defensive guys try to see if they can figure out the opposing offensive guys play signal. But if they're snapping the ball every 10 seconds, you don't have time for all that. So,
as Coach Zach
Man,
Arnett.
just knowing if it's a run versus pass is a huge deal. Huge.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I just can't believe somebody would go through the trouble. Well, I kind of, yeah. I remember brother asking my dad to go to Vanderbilt's practice, and he told me, you can't beat Vanderbilt. You need to give up, brother. So
that's good. That's a good line.
Yeah.
That's a really good line.
But, yeah, they've been going to practices and all doing that stuff for years and years and years, and it's illegal, and it's a reason for it. So I don't know what the punishment is or it's stated, but man, I know little to nothing about this case. From what I heard is that they were.
It's been going on a while, evidently.
This guy he's been to every game.
Yeah, it's been going on
so
a while.
It sounds like it's part of their deal.
Yeah,
I don't know. And why would they be doing it every game if it wasn't working?
Bama Bino kicks us off. How are you, Bama Bino?
I'm just lovely, and I'm glad y'all have this show. That way I can vent.
Vent away.
Wes, Steve, how y'all doing?
We're good.
All right, I got just two things I was wanting to say. One of them's on Auburn, one of them's on Alabama. Kudos for the Alabama coaching staff, Nick Saban included, for realizing that it's not illegal to adjust and make adjustments after halftime and follow through with it. We started blitzing more, which if we'd have done with Hooker, he wouldn't have had time to write 14 books back there. And no penalties. Did you hear what I said? No penalties. We had one penalty that was called.
It was on the center.
Yeah.
But I looked at it, I read the DVR. It really wasn't. Shouldn't have been. But either way, one penalty versus 17. That won the ball game right there. And then blitzing the edges, not giving the quarterback time to set up and even think. And Kool-Aid McKinstry, we need to find somebody that can get to the center of the ball before he even thinks about feeling. He was 6 foot away from the center of where that ball was going to land to start with. we got to find somebody. There's 85 scholarship players. There's somebody can fill the pass or a punt. So, number 2, you know I'm Bama, but Hugh Freeze has only been there 8 months. He's playing with 0 of his players, except for a couple of transfers or 3. But, they're about 40 pounds undersized for SEC, middle of the pack weight-wise. I think he's doing fine with what he's got to work with. And you wait 2 years from now, if they'll give him time, we'll be having a different conversation. Because remember, he beat Saban twice in a row. And Hugh Freeze, once he's got established a recruiting regimen, he'll be somebody to reckon with, and I believe that. I mean, he won in Tennessee in high school. He won 3 or 4 state championships in 2 different sports: girls basketball and football. So, and he was already an assistant time he was 21 or 2 after he got his degree. He will be there. I'm telling you, Hugh Freeze. Even though he's my twin brother, he looks just like me. But anyway, I won't hold that against him. But either way, I just wanted to say that it's not illegal to adjust after halftime, and we did do that, and it worked. And God bless y'all.
Thank you, Bama Bino. Maybe the most important question asked to Hugh Freeze today: how was that recruiting weekend, Coach?
Turnout was incredible, and I think they see, like, people that really look at this objectively. I think they see that, man, Auburn is I don't know what our class rankings have been the last 5 years prior to our arrival or anything. I don't know what they've been, but I think they see, man, I could contribute to this, and the energy in the stadium, again, they feel that on Tiger Walk. They see that in the stands, and I thought every meeting I had prior to the game, after the game, and then all day Sunday with those that were still here, I thought went extremely well. And I think we're in on the right kids, and we just need a group in the 24 and 25 class to come join us to really get this thing kick-started.
Mark, hang with us. We're going to take our first time out. We're walking you up to Crimson Tide Rewind. Then Game 7, Rangers Astros.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find him online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's hunting and tailgate season and time to get serious about an F-150. We've got nearly 140 to choose from, and without a doubt, one of the best F-150 values on the road today is our STX package. You get 290 hard-working horses mated to a 10-speed transmission that'll take you everywhere, from that tree stand to downtown Tuscaloosa. Body-colored bumpers, halogen headlamps, 20-inch machined aluminum wheels, and lots of tech, like a rear-view camera with dynamic hitch assist, which you boaters and RVers will love. A 2023 Woody Anderson Ford F-150 STX packs a punch, but it doesn't cost you a bunch. You can drive one for $474 a month. That's a 36-month lease with 5166 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Come test drive an F-150 STX today. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Alumni Hall is the ultimate shopping experience for Alabama and Auburn fans. Located right here in Huntsville, come shop the best selection of officially licensed apparel, accessory, and gifts. Alumni Hall has the newest products from Nike, Under Armour, Yeti, New Era, Champion, Columbia, Southern Tide, Peter Millar, and more. And you can earn cash back with their Hall Pass rewards. Alumni Hall, located in the Bridge Street Shopping Center, or shop anytime at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where fans shop. Look the part. Go to Alumni Hall.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyandersonford.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here with you on a Monday edition of The Drive, along with Wes Neighbors. Steve Moulton back here with you. A couple lines open for you at 256-576-4977. Mark has called in. How are you, Mark?
Man, I'm doing great. Wanted to kind of give a good, bad, and ugly, or maybe great, good, bad, ugly. Great would be Milroe. Maybe everyone would stop, questioning his abilities. And, I saw something in him where it's a play that hopefully Alabama will capitalize on, and that's just the counter play, or it's kind of like a sort of a, fake it to the running back, and you can do a read on that. And if he reads it right, that could be a play that makes a big difference in us beating LSU, because he has the ability to run it. I thought that was huge in the game. And so that's my great. The good, of course, is always beating Tennessee is good. And I'll just get right to the ugly. And the reason I called is, when you want to be a championship coach, you got to hate as well as you handle victories. And Saban was asked last year after his team got 170 yards of penalties, including some controversial calls late. And he was asked at the press conference about that. And he said, well, I think I'll look at the film before I comment because I'm sure the officials saw something. I'm sure y'all have by now watched Heupel, who looked like he was having a stroke. And I just, when he was asked that about officiating, I wanted y'all's comment. You've been around the game, Wes. You've been around some great coaches. You've been around Coach Bryant, arguably the best with Saban. But you also been around Perkins and some others. Talk to me about what that means when you have a coach like Heupel who, first thing he wants to do is not say Alabama whipped them 27-0, but just looked like a complete buffoon, and showed that he's not a Class C coach. And I'll hang up and listen.
So I don't know if he didn't. I think he handled himself very poorly after the game. In my opinion, I think he's a great football coach, and I don't think he would. I wouldn't call him not classy though. I think he's.
You mean to play the full? Have you seen or heard?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing, and yeah, and the way he, he kind of he had a line he was going to use, and that was that he needed to coach better, the coach needed to coach better, the players needed to play better. I think he was in shock still. To be honest, that's what he looked like. He looked like deer in headlights. And I think
you're up 20-7.
Yeah, and they went into LSU last year and just kind of dominated. That's what it looked like the first half.
It really did.
It wasn't like that. I didn't think Alabama was playing bad. I don't think they were playing great, but it was more Tennessee was making plays, play after play after play, from the touchdown catch by Squirrel White to the big play made by the strip of the quarterback. To the play from the defensive back knocking the ball away. That was a huge play. They gave him a short field, and Tennessee was able to get the ball back, go down and score right before the half. And then they just laid the egg the second half, and they laid the egg the second half because the better team won.
Yeah, all right, so here is Coach Heupel from today. By the way, Tennessee prepping for Kentucky this weekend.
Man, welcome to college football, right? You got to be on the right side of it. You got to find a way to make the plays that make the difference, and also understand that this game's not going to be perfect. We see really good players and coaches on the other side of it too. I talked about earlier that I like this team because they invest, they prepare, they play hard. We got to be a little bit sharper. And in the first ball game, I didn't think we reset. In this one, some unique things happened, and we didn't get going on the right side of it. But we got to cut it clean, and we got to move forward in this one too.
Yeah, I think he choked on going for. I mean, he fell right into Alabama's trap, and he got away with it the first time, so he did it again, and then it didn't work out for him the second time. And to me, that was the beginning of the end. And then the turnover was the kiss. That was it. I mean, they weren't going to score twice. I mean, they might have scored once, but they weren't going to score twice.
Well, holding Tennessee to field goals after that initial touchdown drive.
Yeah.
I know it's duh to say, but 21 is greater than 13. I mean, it's a different feel if it's 21-7 even at halftime. And I know that's a point, but
I don't know about that. I don't think that wins the game though. Even if they scored 2 touchdowns, they still going to.
Well, I guess that would have been 28-7.
Yeah,
it would have been 28-7.
Yeah, if they score 2 touchdowns, but that's not the way it works. I mean, if Alabama hadn't thrown an interception, if this happened. I mean, you can do that all day long. That doesn't what wins games. I mean, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. That's not the way it works. You got to make plays to win football games. Tennessee made plenty of plays the first half. They made 0. I mean, go back and look and what play did they make the second half? I mean, not very many.
So at least what I went back and rewatched the Tennessee-Florida game, and I saw some similarities of Austin Armstrong's strategy implemented by Alabama.
I don't.
Just scheme-wise of when they would blitz, when they would apply the pressures, those kind of things.
Yeah, Alabama didn't blitz that much. They were able to get home with their 4 guys pretty much. They spied them a little bit, and then they would rush.
That's with the spy.
Yeah, they would spy them a little bit. So they started out. They were trying to play odd, which is basically a 3 to 5 man front, depending on what they lined up, and it didn't work. They gave up too much. So then they went back to their 4-man front. And were able just to dominate after that, the run and the pass, and G.I. Campbell made some really good plays. I mean, on the 4th down, he went around and got around the pile instead of just stacking up in there. Made a great read, hit the guy in the backfield. Didn't he? I mean, he lost yardage on 4th and 1. Of course, he had the strip sack. I mean, you just got a lot of people contributing now and getting into it and getting better every week on the defense. You know, you get your starting quarterback hurt, and the guy comes off the bench, and how much has he improved since the Texas game? Huge. So that guy was at Lafayette last year. So Amos.
Yeah.
So they continue to have guys that are, to improve, and
I thought that Marshall not playing would have been a big deal.
Yeah.
And he didn't play.
Well, he didn't play, but they got some guys that can that are. You know, with Campbell and Deontay Lawson that are playing, in my opinion, better than the guys last year. We would overrun so many plays. This team is fundamentally better than they were last year. You know, it's not even close, in my opinion. They run the football better. There's no loafing. They're playing harder for 4 quarters. You know, loafing to get you beat. And listen, Jalen Bilro, without him, Alabama would have 3 losses. There's no question. The guy's playing unbelievable. I get tired of him. You know, and Coach Saban says one thing he needs to do is step up in the pocket, which he did on the throw the second half.
Yes.
And I think what he was saying is kind of taking a little heat off the tackles.
74.
Yeah, because of the strip fumble. He thought the quarterback should have stepped up in the pocket on that. He'd been blocked. I get that. And a lot of that, Milroe, is part of, hey, you don't want them throwing interceptions. So if you get better to get sacked and throw an interception. You know, but there still was a no-hitter. Still got hit on. Tackle didn't fan out on a big down, which is going to be another field goal. It could have cost us the game at one time.
Yeah.
Or if you give him time to throw, it might be a touchdown. You give this guy time to throw, he'll make you pay.
Boy, it was deep ball.
I think 77 has come in and made a huge difference. Got hurt, went out, came back the second half, played really well. Young guy, but he's the strongest guy on the team. They just got to get better of knowing when to cut. Like they got movement, but the backers were coming underneath. So let's say I'm the center, the play's going to the left, and me and the right guard are blocking. We have the guy and the backside linebacker, so the guy on the right. So we get push on him. If the guy comes underneath, if he goes over, the center is supposed to come off on and get a hat on him. You don't have to. You just got to get in his way.
Mm-hmm.
Let the back cut off that. If you get a big push and the linebackers kept coming under, then the backside guy has to read that. The guard has to read it, and he picks him up. You wall him off, and then you get a hole. On the long run, the guy didn't fill the gap.
You talking about the first play of the scrimmage?
First play of the scrimmage.
The second
he
half,
thought it was a pass.
The 29-yard run.
Yeah, he thought it was a pass. He turned and went with the tight end. So the backside kept making the play. He wasn't there. There you go, off to the races. So they were blocking the down people very well. They just got to pick up the linebacker. Either the center does or the guard on either side. And the same with the tackle on the guard. When it's the outside read, got to do the same thing. And that's something you kind of, you're supposed to block the down guys or it doesn't matter. Well, Alabama did that, and they're getting better at that. Now if they can come off, or if we can teach the linebacker to run with the tight end like he did on that play.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, but they're scared of – Knobloch scares the heck out of everybody. So they're making a big deal about getting a hand on him. They don't want him running down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Because once he gets started, he's like a wide receiver. So that was the purpose of hitting him. They were coached to, hey, listen, this guy's going to get this inside release. You need to
chip.
Yeah, so you need to hit him, and that's what happened. And he instead it was a run, and there you go.
Here's what Coach Saban said post game.
Oh, I love it. It's been great. The challenges are great. I enjoy coaching this team. That's not to say that they're taking years off of my life, but I'm okay with that. It's fun. Because they've got a good spirit about them. We've got good relationships on our team. I think the players legitimately care about each other. And, they respond well to their coaches. So it's really fun to coach them. I don't think we sometimes show the maturity from a competitive standpoint to do everything on a consistent basis, which is what we keep trying to work toward. But I'll tell you, eight weeks in a row, and the grind that we've had the last 4 or 5 weeks, with the games in our league, I think psychologically we probably had a little bit of a tired team, out there at the beginning of the game. And I think the momentum of the game gave them the energy they needed to play the way they could. They were capable of playing.
That is Coach Nick Saban post-game, taking years off his life.
Well, my favorite line was he said getting on him because he doesn't smoke cigars. He says, "Well, I'll chew on it."
One. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great line. But this is a team. I think they're going to have trouble beating LSU. I think LSU matches up with them well. If they play 4 quarters, though, I'll tell you this: I'm not sure anybody can beat them. But that's a big if.
That's 4 quarters.
They hadn't done that yet.
No, not even close.
No, they had. Yeah, I think but they can score in a hurry.
Yeah.
I will say that Alabama's defense will be the best defense LSU faces. Now, whether they have 2 great receivers and the best quarterback, maybe in the nation, the way he plays. So, the offense, everybody's going to have to get better this week and prepare well and go from there.
By the way, Brian Kelly is scheduled to speak to the media tomorrow at 4:50 Central Time. I'll tap into that and listen in just to make sure what's going on down in Baton Rouge. But I think Nick Saban speaks on Wednesday. I think I'll double check that. But Coach Heupel was asked about lessons from Florida and Alabama moving forward for this year's Tennessee team.
We got to start faster in the second half in both of those ball games. The Florida one obviously was the first half. There was a lot of really good things on the video in the second half too. At the end of the day, offense, defense, special teams, you got to operate 11 as one, and we didn't do that at a high enough level. I like the way we prepared. I like the way that we practiced. We got to be on the right side of it when we get to game day.
So one thing I was thinking is, Tennessee is going to be really good next year, and then I started looking at how many seniors that are starting on that team.
Yeah. Almost as many as Mississippi State has.
They're
just senior-wise.
A ton, but Mississippi State's not.
I know.
So that doesn't
poor
matter.
example.
Yeah, but you look at their whole offensive line are seniors. The quarterback's a senior. I think Squirrel White's a senior.
Everybody's fallen in love with Nico, though.
Well, they can have Nico. I mean, he didn't have. How would you like to have the second string offensive line out there and be freshmen and sophomores? There you go. I mean, so I just think that I was shocked to see how many seniors they had playing. Just a bunch. Which is, you want seniors out there playing. That's what you want. Makes a big difference. But I wish you could kind of go through that one day and see how many seniors that they have playing. It's a bunch.
By the way, Arizona has just scored another run as they lead Philadelphia 4-1 in Game 6 of the NLCS. So 4-1 the score there. We'll dive in deeper to the ALCS from our resident baseball expert, Jimbo Fisher, who was asked, boy, did he run with it. He was asked about which one you got, Coach, Rangers or Astros? You'll be able to hear Game 7 tonight. I'm doing this for you in particular, Jackson, our resident Houstonite and Astro fan. So let's go ahead and take our final timeout. Final call for phone calls. Jimbo Fisher breaking down baseball.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When I I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed precision overhead garage door service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision overhead garage door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision overhead garage door service. Call 256-400-4500.
Is your AC system or heating unit making those sounds that go bump in the middle of the night? Thomas here from Talon Heating and Air again. Thomas, you guys are just a phone call away from keeping those ghosts and goblins from causing nightmare problems.
That's right. We're offering a $59 special right now to do a heating tune-up. That's getting your air conditioner or your heater ready for the wintertime. We're also doing a free gas safety inspection along with that. So if you have gas in your home, we have Master Gas here on staff. We're certified with the state to take care of all your gas issues. So we're going to throw that in with that $59 tune-up.
And if you can get that tune-up now, it'll be ready to go once the cold temperatures set in.
That's right. Yeah, all you have to do is give us a call at 256-503-4490. Visit us at our website, talenthvac.com. We'll be more than happy to get out there and get you tuned up.
One more time with the phone number.
256-503-4490.
Talent Heating and Air. Don't let those heating and cooling units go bump in the night.
AL cert number 21014.
Sitting here with Mark Kent of Southern Fidelity Mortgage Group of Huntsville. Mark, do you help pre-qualify people?
We pre-qualify people all the time, Wes. As a matter of fact, I love having them coming in here because when they come in and they pre-qualify, they can leave my office knowing exactly how much they can buy and have no worries.
Mark, tell me about your rates and pricing.
Well, Wes, this is something we're really, really proud of. Long story short is I love being able to provide the best pricing in town. Honestly, I cannot tell you the last time I lost a deal to either rate or pricing, something I'm very proud of.
So what all financing options do you have, Mark?
We do several different things. If you're purchasing a home, we can handle the purchase. If you're wanting to refinance your home, of course, rates are at the lowest they've been in the last 3 years. We do a lot of refinancing. If you're building a home, we can handle the entire process from breaking ground to the final close.
Do you sleep with your phone?
Wes, if you want to reach me, you can call me at my office phone, which is 256-562-1000. But always remember, I sleep with my cell phone at night. That number is 256-656-5936.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Are you thinking about home improvements? Well, use your equity now and refi later. Or use your equity to eliminate consumer debt forever, then refi to a lower rate and shorter term when rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage can also help you if you're thinking about buying an investment property or a second home at the lake or the beach or in the mountains. We have great programs to make that happen. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Monday night, expect a quiet night across the Tennessee Valley. We'll sit under a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures are expected to fall into the mid and upper 50s for the overnight. Looking ahead into your Tuesday, mostly sunshine expected. High temperatures going to be topping out in the upper 70s for the afternoon. It could also be breezy at times with gusts up to 20 miles per hour possible. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Want to see what I bring to the party?
Congratulations to The Drive as we celebrate a decade of Wes and Steve. Here's to 10 more.
Now, Sonny and Cher would say, that's on you, babe.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Final call for phone calls. 4-1, still the score, top of the fifth, as the Diamondbacks lead it over the Phillies, trying to force a Game 7. The Astros and Rangers are in a Game 7. Houston is 5-0 away from Minute Maid Park this postseason. They're 1-4 at home this year. This is just ridiculous to think about. So if you are going to a press conference involving Texas A&M, Meanwhile, it's a big game for Jimbo Fisher against South Carolina. Go ahead and lose to South Carolina and figure out what happens. It feels like what Sam Pittman said a week ago maybe is what Jimbo should have said today, and that this is a must-win. It feels like, to me, it feels like a must-win. But the media asked the following: Rangers or Astros? Who you got? The following is 1 minute and 47 seconds.
Oh, I wish I could watch it. I mean, I don't have time to watch. I mean, now tell me if I'm wrong. All 6 games have been won by the road team? What's y'all's analogy on that? Please break. No, but I'm just telling you, think about what you're talking about. Teams are going to the World Series that don't win a home game. So, I mean, ball is, I have great appreciation for both teams. I mean, of course, I've been here around Houston a little bit more. We're a lot closer, and then relate to them. I met their owner before. So he's a really good guy. I've always enjoyed him. I met him a few times at some different functions, and so hopefully they'll do well. But I still like to run. I mean, at least it's in Texas. That's a great thing. How many times has that happened? That's never happened in the state? No. I guess it's happened in New York with the Yankees and the Mets, right? Has it happened in any other state? Is it Dodgers and the... Yeah, the Giants and the A's did play one time, didn't they? Yeah, that was right. That was the earthquake. Angels. Angels and Giants. So California and New York have had it. Now Texas has had it. Right? Florida's never had it, right? There's enough I don't know how many teams have 2 teams in them. Cincinnati and Cleveland could do it, but they don't do it, I don't guess, could they?
Kansas City, St. Louis.
Yeah, Kansas City, St. Louis. That's right. Yep. I do remember that. You're right. You're right. Those were, Somebody was talking to me about George Brett the other day. Man,
That's right.
Forget how great a player that guy was. I hate to say you're busy now, but I loved as a kid I used to love because you used to have, now they have a few more afternoon games, but you used to get home and after those games all used to be in the afternoon when you were a kid running home at 3 o'clock on the TV. Wow.
Matt Scherzer on the mound tonight. I really didn't bother the Astros the last time he was there, but that would require Houston to, I don't know, win at home.
So naturally tonight he'll throw a vintage outing.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Met fans will love to see Matt Scherzer on the mound for a Game 7 tonight after all the money that they spent on Matt Scherzer. Final call for phone calls, 256-576-4977. The telephone number. You want a Will Rogers update, Auburn fans? He did not play last week in Mississippi State's win on the road at Arkansas. What say you, Zach Arnett?
Every guy on our roster is a little banged up. Is same ongoing evaluation, day to day. Will's progressing just like we expect, and so if he's able to go, he's going to go. And if he's not, he's not. And I'd go for any other guy on our team. So we got several days here to continue to evaluate and see his progress in practice, and then we'll make a determination from there.
You're not getting anything out of Zach Arnett in terms of player availability leading up to Auburn remains a touchdown home favorite over the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Auburn is certainly very capable of winning this game. And remember, this was the overtime game last year. This was game 1 for Cadillac last year against Mississippi State, and saw a lot of fight in the month of November last year when the keys were handed over to Cadillac.
Yes. Obviously, Auburn's favored by 7. They ought to win the game. I mean, this is a game they easily can win. But really, Auburn's been kind of in every game but one.
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah, LSU, they just didn't show up. And I didn't get to watch a lot of the game, watch some of the highlights of the game. And it just sounded like to me kind of following the game.
It was like
because Wesley, because they had 50 yards passing or 60 yards passing up to the last quarter. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to beat anybody doing that, and yet they were able to. Of course, Ole Miss had a field goal. They muffed the snap through interception, and the big and long interception return flipped the field. Was a big play. And Hunter is able to go the distance anytime he touches the ball, no question.
Let's squeeze in LSU Lynch before we hand things over to Crimson Tide Rewind. How are you, LSU Lynch?
Son, it's always a great day to hear you twice because my work schedule has changed. But look here, I'm going to listen to you once again. But look here, Wolverine Dan, suck Troy is suck Troy. You hear me? And look here, Wes, LSU's coming, son. It ain't going to be no redemption game. Come on.
Fired up.
Yeah, well,
it's a bye week, and LSU Lynch is fired up.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think Alabama have, like I said earlier, they'll have a tough time beating LSU, no doubt. LSU matches up very well with Alabama with the way they throw the ball. Have two really good receivers.
It's night game.
Yeah. It's
CBS night game.
I mean, so they got to get to the quarterback. They got to hit the quarterback. They got to think they're rushing from the left and come from the right. They need to do a lot of things, and they got 2 weeks to do it. And Milroe has to go in and play a good game, and Alabama has to be able to run the ball to win this game.
The Alabama-LSU contest has been featured in prime time on CBS 9 times since the Tigers won that 9-6 classic thriller overtime. This is from LSU's notes that they sent over. And by the way, it was at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah, Alabama missed 5. Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville